Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am a Fefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. We don't just do tarot, we do oracles, sometimes Lenormand cards. Every now and again, I'll whip out a pendulum, etc. That's what the Beyond refers to. If you are new to the channel, I'm so glad you're here. I am a tarot reader, an oracle reader certified, of course. I'm also an initiated priestess in both pagan and African traditions. And in some years ago, I was also a newspaper journalist. So I kind of have a foot in both worlds. I'm very fact oriented, kind of grounded. Capricorn sun doesn't hurt me being grounded. But I'm also into the woo woo, and my life is very much that of a priestess. So that said, it kind of gives you a feel for my approach to readings. Again, if you're new to me, for my existing subscribers, thank you so very much for being here and supporting the channel. I really appreciate your presence. I appreciate your comments. For my members, be on the lookout for in the next couple of days. We're going to do another Zoom session for sure, and vibe together. I'll answer your questions live and in person for you all on Zoom towards the end of maybe the third week of January. But I'll get something out to you about that in the next few days. All right. Is it me, or is Trump's dementia starting to tick up a little bit, you all? His response, not surprising, to the travesty in New Orleans. Many of you know I was just there for Christmas and my birthday. I came back on the 28th, so I came back just a few days before. And I was right there. I stayed on Canal Street, all up and down Bourbon Street, the whole thing. You don't do New Orleans without Bourbon Street, right? It's so truly, on a personal level, I was moved by that. But here he comes out of the woodwork, completely ignores reality and begins to tie it to immigration, the idea that the truck had come over the Mexican border, just absolutely nothing based in reality. As the news continues to report, news outlets continue to report that, and dude, no, nothing you're saying has any basis related to what's happening. And he hauls off and posts in his famous capital letters, Trump was right about everything, right? You all. This is getting really bad, because what I'm getting from the guides, and many of you I think will agree, some of you may have even said this in at times in the comments, he's a prop. And there are whatever happens with him, whenever, many people have seen a health event, something else, perhaps, another attempted cancellation, we'll put it that way. Not wishing any of that, no how, no way. But for all of the ideas that, and the energies that many psychics and readers are picking up, that this guy's got to go at some point. He's 78 years old, going on 79, I think he'll be in this summer. They're waiting. The major players are using him as a prop, and they're waiting for that event. J.D. Vance, for instance, so that they can in fact move in and really begin to execute their agenda. That is a really disturbing piece that I think we need to be mindful of and watchful over. But in the meantime, I am asking Spirit, is there something where there's a quickening, is the word they're giving me, of what's happening with him. Three of Wands is growing. Three of Wands is a card of growth. For those of you, I know many of you are readers. If you're interested, I'm using the Prisma Visions Tarot. You'll see it up top there. The Prisma Visions Tarot. And I was drawn to it because of that third eye there on the box, okay? Three of Wands. It's growing. Growing in momentum is what I'm getting. His symptoms of dementia. And the fact that we're going to, and the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like that's his medical care that he's getting. Clearly they know that's what's happening with him. And I think he's receiving medical care to try and I'm even hearing perhaps some experimental medicines to try and slow it down, or to try and help him appear to be in charge of his faculties. And there's the Four of Swords. Yep, to give him clarity. Interesting how two fours just came up. Fours being foundational. for his being. So I interpret that to be, the foundation of his mental capabilities are definitely in question. Air is a very fluctuating element. So he could have moments. Spirit is saying he could have moments where, yeah, he's on top. He's on it. He's on top. But those moments are becoming fewer and far between. So yeah, we're seeing what we're seeing. This guy is definitely, and the Ten of Wands, exactly. He can't. He's taken on too much. He's trying to pretend to be so much more than he really is. He has no grasp and no concept of what is reality. Ooh. Okay. All right. It is what it is. I hear you, Spirit. So yeah, like a separation from reality. And we're going to see more of that. We're going to see it just play out more and more. Now, his shadow, his co-president, Elon Musk, came out yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and said women need to have C-sections in order to preserve or promote larger brains in babies. You all see that? This woman Grimes, who I guess goes by a singular name, Grimes, who had 3 children with him. Last year, year before last, we're in 2025 now. Excuse me. She had another son by him. They called him Techno Maximus. Oh, so he apparently, Elon took pictures of her during the C-section, sent the pictures of her having a C-section to their friends and family, including her father. Now, what kind of twisted move is that for a man to send the father of this woman having a C-section? Who would do that? We got dementia on one end, and this situation with Elon, there is some serious. For entertainment purposes only, have to say it. Something's up, and that too is growing. We've heard things about drugs, experimental drugs, psychotropic or psychoactive kind of drugs. Apparently he's into that kind of experimentation. Ketamine, is that what it's called? So there's, many people said that there was a suggestion that that's what he was on that day that he jumped on that stage in Butler, PA, jumped up in the air, and his stomach was all out and all. Like he's operating someplace else. But this thing with the C-sections, and now he's got a burner account called Adrian Dittman, which apparently on X, which apparently is where he goes to praise himself. And then now he started this other account called Kikius Maximus, which some are saying he uses his icon is a frog, Pepe the Frog, which apparently is a big alt-right hate symbol. This thing that the MAGA movement and its reliance on the far-right largely Christian base, with a guy who is increasingly coming out and showing that he's got these really, really dark tendencies and aggressions towards women. I'm asking, is that going to be part of what separates Donald Trump from Elon Musk? Like, his perspective is so dark and so twisted. And he's coming out more and more of it because he is so much in the limelight now as Trump's shadow. The 5 of Cups. Yeah. 5 of Cups. There's an emotional disconnect that he has. And it's going to be so troubling, or it is becoming so troubling, not just to Trump himself, to the extent that because Trump easily disassociates as well. He hears what he wants to hear, sees what he wants to see, and then blanks out when he needs to blank out. But the waters are roiling between those two. The waters are roiling. And notice even in this image, I'm going to hold that up for you a little bit. See how he's reaching over that cliff to dangle up that fish, trying to catch that fish, right? But that fish is slippery. There's a very tenuous and slippery situation going on between Musk and Trump. And Musk is aware of Trump's, Spirit is saying, let me get it right. Musk is aware of Trump's amplified mental faculties or lack thereof, and he's doing everything he can to take full advantage of that. He sees that he has him on the line, and he's trying to make sure that he takes absolute full advantage of that. And there's the sun, exactly. He wants, oh gosh, the sun very often, you all, represents children. It represents the playfulness of children in the sun. It's represented by the sign Leo. Very often in cards depicting the sun, you'll see a child on horseback. There is a sense of joy in life. He takes joy. He takes a perverse sort of joy in twisting the narrative around women's bodies, around his ability to take over women's bodies, his ability to use his money to influence advances in medicine, scientific advances in medicine, and perhaps even pushing for more C-sections on the grounds that somehow medically it could be proven that it would help a child's brain. That kind of twisted stuff is going on with him to actually impact life. He wants to go to Mars, life on Mars, or occupy. He has that sure occupy Mars, life on other planets. These people, twisted is about the nicest word Spirit is giving me in this moment. So you all of this, saying all of that to say, I'm getting a strong feeling. This is on a clock. It is just tick, tick, tick. And people are waking up. People are recognizing that going over the edge of this cliff that these two are on is not the direction that they wanted to go in. That is not what they want to see happen for the country, no matter what their particular beliefs or values. Let me fix my shirt. Somebody one day I had on a shirt and they wrote, "Fix your shirt." I'm not trying to flash anybody. All right, y'all, let's keep going. Kamala Harris. Ooh, please, by all means, let's send your prayers to her today. I don't know when you might run across this taping, but I am doing this early Friday morning, about 7:30 Friday morning, January 3rd. And she's got to swear in. She's supposed to swear in these senators today, those who were extremely disrespectful towards her, refused to pronounce her name correctly. Senators like Rick Scott out of Florida, what's his name? Bernie Moreno, I think it is, out of Ohio, and some others who were just extremely, extremely disrespectful towards her. And to think that she has to carry out her duties, she's got to take their Bibles and swear them in today. So I do want to take a quick look at her, just check in on her mental, how's she doing emotionally and mentally, and how is she approaching today's Spirit? Kamala Harris, knowing that she's supposed to, she's in charge of swearing in these senators who have been so disrespectful, so mean-spirited. How is Kamala Harris doing, Spirit? How's Kamala Harris today? How's she doing? Ten of Pentacles, like, gotta get it done. Get it done, get it over with. It is, it's a part of what has to happen. And there's a sense of, do it, put a check mark on it and keep going. She's been thinking about this for a while, recognizing that this was coming. And the Ten of Swords, ooh, 2 tens back to back. Tens are a fullness of the sign or the element that they come in. The Ten of Swords is, man, this is hard. This is hard on her, you all. So thank you, Spirit. That's why she was on my spirit this morning. And I wanted to say to you all, let's keep her in our thoughts. Let's send her light. Let's send her encouragement. Because imagine putting yourself in her shoes for 2 moments today, having to take a Bible and, and swear these men in. Right? All right. A little more. They're telling me, how will she come out of today? How will she come out of today? The 6 of Wands, ready to move on, keep up the fight. 9 of Swords, though, still really worried. A couple of people have asked me, if I saw the story. We know the story broke about the accusations around Russia and Iran. clearly some attempts at election interference. What I find interesting is that we have not seen an official launch of like a reaction to that other than sanctions. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm open to that. But I haven't seen anything yet that has come down that said next level, like Department of Justice, actual election, that it skewed the election, that these attempts or actual interference, which we know, none of us, there's no way, there's just no way. You know, they went from saying it was a landslide to, barely a percentage point. We're still having certain states that are coming up saying votes were not counted. I think Wisconsin is one of them, where it's been demonstrated votes were not counted. But where is the actual announcement or where we have proof positive that there's this pushback, that something's coming? I certainly hope so. I've got my eyes peeled. You all, please feel free to put in the comments if you know of any other developments around that area. But she's definitely Kamala Harris, with that 9 of Swords. And remember, we just saw the 10 of Swords around her as well today. She's the stress levels are like on 10. So definitely, Spirit is saying definitely keep her in your thoughts and prayers, you all. On a good note, or at least it struck me as being on a good note, I want to close out today's reading with this. Did you all hear about this podcast and the MAGA Manoverse having an absolute meltdown over, what's her name? Kelce. She is the football wife of Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, who I think he's no longer playing. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles, if I'm got it straight. But anyway, so Kylie Kelce has launched a podcast called Not Gonna Lie. Love it. Love that title. I haven't listened in yet, but I'm going to. I just discovered this last night, read about it. So apparently the MAGA Manoverse is having fits because Kylie Kelce, who just launched this podcast last month, December, has overtaken Joe Rogan, their hero, their podcasting hero, and we know the role that he played during the campaign with the far right and the MAGAverse, especially the wrestling crowd and the He-Man kind of crowd, all of that toxic masculinity. Here's why they are having fits. So she has apparently taken over. They were going back and forth with the rankings on Spotify. On Apple, she's been consistently outranking Joe Rogan. On Spotify, she and Joe Rogan have been kind of going back and forth. But to think someone as established as he is, at least in his market with his following, and here she is just coming on the scene, like kicking butt and taking names. Not gonna lie, but here's the kicker, you all. Because she is the wife, a football wife, she's launched this and she has tremendous access to athletes. Joe Rogan with the whole wrestling movement, the bro code, this hyper masculine sort of, that thing. And football would be a major part of that, right? So she is kind of, not only has she launched a really, a podcast that's catching on, but she's tipping over into areas, sports, and her access to agents and athletes and all sorts of figures who would, love to appear with her. So she's not only done that, but she's tipping into an area of coverage that this Manoverse is like, oh, wait just a minute. So they have been very hostile. They've been like, who the F is she? And this girl, if the quotes I've been reading are right, she's dropping F-bombs left, right, and center right back at him. Like, if you want to know who the F I am, because of you now, Google me. I'm coming up more and more and more in the algorithms. Thank you very much. This is interesting. I want to go to Spirit and see. I'm getting a sense that the Dems are paying attention to her. And because from what I'm hearing, she might lean a little left. And this whole stuff that's happening with the MAGA Manoverse might be pushing her even further in that direction, and certainly bringing that kind of audience to her, those who will support her as a woman in a male-dominated area of athletics, okay? So I want to see, is this going to be beneficial to the Dems? Will they start to as they are, trying to reorganize. Seven of Wands. I think so, you all. Wands is fire. It's movement. It's things happening, taking courage. She's a firecracker. She is definitely a firecracker. This Kylie Kelce. And the moon, this is heightened emotions around what she's doing, but it's also more, we're going to see more revealed around what she's able to do and what she's able to accomplish, because now she's gotten a different level of platform that she didn't even see coming, because to an extent it's being politicized. And we have the Ace of Cups. When I pull aces, when I'm talking, if you've been with me, you know that for me that's a sign from Spirit is saying I'm on track, right? I'm getting the messages right. So yes, that Ace of Cups, there is going to be, and whether how far she goes with it, I don't know, but this is going to catch the eye of progressive Dems who are still in the throes of trying to decide what sorts of changes do we need to make. How do we reach younger and more active audiences, right? How do we change our messaging? And can that messaging come from someone like a Kylie Kelce, who has this particular platform that has exploded within a month? Within a month, right? Spirit, a little more, please. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, the beginnings. I feel like this is Spirit saying she's just getting started. She's just getting started. And this is going to broaden the types of people, and the star, I love it. This is going to broaden the types of people that she has on her channel. This is, yes, her focus when she intended or when she set the channel up may have been mostly primarily around sports, athletes, her position as a football wife, that perhaps she sees power in that. She wants to empower women, empower families, and it's not just, about sitting on the sidelines clapping for your man kind of thing. Remember too, don't downplay her husband, Jason Kelce, a brother of Travis, right? Man of none other than Taylor Swift. So talk about being able to tap into an infinite number of people who can then perhaps see things through a lens of what's happening with women and women's empowerment and how that plays into our political system. There's some undercurrents going on there, you all. This is really promising, and I'm getting the sense Spirit is saying if the Dems can pay attention and utilize this Two of Wands, partnering. That's what I wanted to see. Partnering, focused, going forward. Perfect. Thank you. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to check out her podcast, but I certainly hope that more progressive young Dems, like, we've got Maxwell Frost, for instance, out of Florida, and some others, many others, certainly the AOCs of the world and the Jasmine Crockett's of the world, etc. I think they're going to tune into this, and to the extent that there can be some alliances or maybe some cross sections of audiences. I think that's going to be a really good thing and a necessary thing for the Democratic Party as it continues to retool and regather and figure out the way forward. All right, you all, that's what I got for today. I thank you again so very much for being here on the channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I appreciate your encouragement, and let's continue to do this thing. Keep your chin high. We got this one way or another. These forces do not have power over us individually, and certainly not collectively. In a governmental capacity, that's one thing, but all things in time, Spirit says. All things in time. All right? All right, I'll talk to you real soon. Have a good one. Bye.